be on TV on the screen. She's gonna be showing me how people. I gotta make sure everything's okay. Should I put on makeup though? Should I put my lipstick on?
Do you see me right now?
Okay, compared to you, I look fine then, right?
Exactly.
At least the socks match.
They do. They clean too. Got a hole in my tights.
Well, technically, so does Candace.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but hers is
But you can't see me. I'm behind the camera.
purposeful.
All right, so
Well, I did just come from work, so that's
we're
my
gonna start.
excuse.
Good.
we rolling now. So these are my sisters. So introduce yourselves.
I'm Urel, Candace's older sister.
And I am Desiree, Candace's younger sister.
All right, so for the older sister, Urel, how do you think having sisters influence you?
Having sisters influenced me. Good question. Don't know how to answer that. I wasn't prepared for that question.
I think it made you more motherly.
Yes,
Because you're
I was forced into a motherly, protective role. I was the one responsible. ... So I had to go to school and I had to come home and help with homework, help with feedings, help with getting them ready for bed, getting them up ready for school, taking them to school when we all went to the same school in our younger years. I was also one of the first, so I call myself the practice child. Our parents didn't have a manual. They didn't know what, was supposed to be done according to, experts. So I look at myself as the practice one, where I got to do a lot of the things first, and then Candace coming after me followed suit, and then Desi followed suit after that.
So Desi, how did we influence you?
You guys influenced me a lot. Urel and I are a little bit further apart as far as you and I go. We were a team. We kind of hung out together and we did stuff together. So I would see you do stuff and I would follow you. Urel was older than me, so I looked up to her in a sense. When she went to school, I said, I want to go to school. When she got her master's, I said, I want to get my master's. When she wanted to be doing dance, I said, I want to do dance. So I kind of just followed behind her and tried to be, just like her, really.
And Urel, as the older sister, did you think it was harder or easier as the sister?
Oh, much harder. Like I said, I was the practice child. There were no manuals to say what I was supposed to do. Everything that I did, I was the first to do. So, for example, our education, we went through Catholic school, and I was the first in the family to go to Catholic school, and then it was just a natural succession for you to go, in the same footsteps. And if you look at when we went to high school, it wasn't even an option to go to like Prendy or Holohan. You went where I went, because that was like the natural progression. Desi, on the other hand, switched up, and she had a focus and went to Brooke for a particular reason. She didn't follow suit in that way, but it was a natural progression.
As the older sister, who was your influence? Did we influence you in any way? Your younger sisters? Did they help? You're the oldest.
So not necessarily influence, but more of a motivation. Because like Desi said, I was so much older than her. When she was little, I was already in my teens. When she was in her teens, I was away at college. So I felt I had to do certain things so that y'all could see this could be done. Because if you look at our family, who was the first to go away to college? Me. So really my influence was television, especially like Different World, seeing like, wow, that's an option for us to actually leave home and go away to school. And it was just natural for you to graduate, the next step, Temple. For Desi to graduate, the next step, Edinburgh. There was no choice of, I'm not going to go to school. Because I did it, y'all had to do it.
Desi, as the younger sister, now that you are a grown adult, do you think it was harder as the younger sister to do anything?
Urel said it was harder for her, but I think it was harder for me because I already saw her do it. So if I didn't do it as well as her, then I looked like the dummy.
So I set the stage
And
for
she set the stage. And in high school, she was like all smart and everything. She was a lawyer and all that. And I wasn't that good in school. I went to school, but I didn't get A's and B's like she did. And you were all responsible and quiet, and you listened to mommy and daddy. And I was told opposite. I was considered like the rebellious child because you guys were so good. So I think I had it harder because y'all got along with mommy and daddy. I didn't get along with them. I got in trouble the most.
See, I look at it as the opposite for you because by the time you were in your teen years, they were tired.
No.
To me, it looked like you and Jason got to do whatever you wanted, whenever you wanted. I mean, to go out after school, that was unheard of for me.
Yeah.
It was go to school, do debate, come home. On the weekends, do debate, do laundry, go back to school the next day.
Right.
You at least had the opportunity to socialize, which
Right.
is something I was not allowed to do.
Wow.
And I remember Dad coming to me one time. He was like, well, why don't you hang out with the girls around the corner? They think you're better than them. It was like, I was never allowed to hang out. I always had to come home and sit in the house until they got home, which was late at night. I had to help with homework. So I didn't get to develop friendships until my college years.
Right.
Where for you, that's all
Right,
I ever
start
saw.
out, right.
I saw you interacting. I saw the neighborhood kids come into the house.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Wow.
I never had friends in the house.
Well, when I was growing up, y'all did have y'all friends over. Y'all had y'all Cherise and what's that girl, Cherie's sister, Teresa, whoever. Y'all had people, Walter, Pop, what the all the boys. Y'all had a lot of boys coming to the house now. I do know that. Let's
We'll
just
go
get
to
it
the next
right.
question then.
Okay. Y'all had a lot of friends, so don't front now. I can't.
So as adults, when we all get together, do you think that we fall back into the old dynamics of who's older, who's the youngest? Or do you think now we're all on an equal playing ground now?
Nah, it's always gonna be Urel the boss. If you say something wrong, Urel, that smile will turn into a, it's like you better.
My face says it all.
Exactly, her face says it all. And Candace is still the same, like almost like a little child. She'll watch us go at it and she'll sit there calmly and she'll say, guys, like she's the peacemaker, and me, I'm still the troublemaker. It's still exactly the same. It's not gonna change.
I know that's very true when Jason's here. Like, Big Nose, when he's with us, he is still the baby.
He is.
Regardless of the fact that he is 33 years old, he
Married
will
with a
always
kid.
be the baby.
Yeah.
And when he's with us, he acts like the baby.
Yeah.
He does not act like he does when he's on his own doing
No.
his thing. He reverts back to being the
Yeah,
youngest
he
of all of
falls
us.
right into place.
Yep.
He does.
So what's the worst part about having sisters?
We're all girls, so we all have hormones, and we all have good days and we all have bad days. If we run into each other on a bad day, it's a bad day, you know. But if it's not a bad day, it's really fun. It's great having sisters. Christmas, when we get together, when we eat it. Exactly.
I agree with Desi. I don't think that it's the fact of the worst thing being sisters. I think the worst being females in the same room. And I think right now, since we all have our own individual homes, our own individual lives, it's better. I think if we were all under one roof, we'd kill each other. And I remember when Mommy and Dad moved, Aunt Tawana and Aunt Dorothy were like, oh, you're not letting your sisters and brothers live with you? That's not right. You're supposed to be taking care of them. And I remember looking like, I ain't their parents. I'm not responsible for them. They are all adults. And I even said, Desi has the same degree I have. Why am I responsible for her? She was like, oh, well, you're like the oldest. You're supposed to do it. And I kept saying, no, I'm supposed to do for Kevin. I'm not supposed to do for y'all, but I will whenever. So like when Desi had her baby shower, I was all over that. I remember you coming to me like you wanted. I was like, just give me the list. I'll take care of everything. Just give me the list. I remember when you decided to go back to school, it's like, okay, if you need something, let me know. And
I'm
that's
coming
how
to
we
move
should
back
be.
home then, yo.
Let
me just move back home.
Look, y'all still get mail at 59.42.
I sure
That's
do.
it.
That's the great part about having sisters. They're always there. If something goes down, I know that I can call my sisters to come. And I shouldn't say this on video, but Bea Presley. To come and Bea Presley. We're not the Toy family. We are the Presley family. So having sisters is the bomb.
All right, that's the end.